somehow you also facing, releasing your fears is happening also right around the full moon eclipse. Some kind of energy purge, energy release is also what's bringing you this true love. Hey Scorpios, what is up? What's going on? Happy May. Happy month of May, everybody who is a Scorpio. If there is any people who have Sun and Taurus, because I know some people who watch this channel have like Scorpio rising or Scorpio moon or Scorpio Venus, but other placements. If it's anybody's birthday month, happy birthday. I know Scorpio is in October, November, but I get like some of you watch it for your rising. And that brings me to the next point. Who should watch this video? You should watch this video if you have Scorpio Sun, Moon, or Rising, if you have Venus in Scorpio, if, I don't know, if you feel drawn even to the title, but in case if you're just watching it for any other astrology placement, maybe like don't pay attention so much to the astrology part, because the astrology part, if it's in the reading, mostly will resonate with rising sun and moon. Okay, anyway, let's get started, guys. Let's see what the months of May. We just had an eclipse, which I think was amazing. I don't know how you guys were feeling this eclipse. It's an eclipse for Scorpio that has to do with relationships, not just romantic, but even like any important people in your life. There could have been changes there. And we also will have Sun and Uranus meet in Taurus, which I think it's happening actually already now. So expect a lot of change when it comes to your relationships. Let's see, guys, what we have. We're gonna have lunar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio in just a few days. And look at this, oh my god, the card that's falling out, new supportive connections, just exactly what I was saying. So again, this is a card that's like talks about people. Here on this card you see these people, I don't know, painting, drawing something. So again, it doesn't have to be about your soulmate, doesn't have to be about a romantic soulmate, right? At least it could be that this is the month, this is the time when you watch this video where you are manifesting new friendships, new partnerships, new connections, people who can really help you connect with your own creativity, your own soul, your own spark, your own imagination. And I feel like you know, if you have an opportunity to meet somebody right now, if you have an opportunity to just make more friends, socialize, if you have an opportunity to join any kind of groups, like take a class, I don't know, like where, you know how there is classes where you like go like learn painting or whatever, and you have like, you know, just snacks and stuff. So I don't know, like it could be that in very unexpected ways you will be meeting people who will be new, most likely, and it's going to be very supportive. It's going to be very supportive of the direction where you're going now. And look at this second card, friends and colleagues. So again, like I said, it could be a soulmate, it could be love, but I think it's most likely going to be like friendships, new groups, new associations that are going to be very good, especially for those of you who do not like where you are currently in a career department, in a career space. If you feel bored with your current career, or if you just feel like the time for a new level has come, or if you just feel like you want to manifest a change in the direction of your life, of your career, this is going to be the time where you're going to be meeting people who will help you to do that somehow. Maybe just by inspiring you, maybe by giving you some advice. We have here status quo as well. I don't know why, because I know that this card means something else. However, whenever I watch this card, I think of Mediterranean for some reason. So I don't know, maybe some of you are from Mediterranean watching me, and I think of like Italy, Greece, something like that. Some of you will have some kind of summer travel, summer trip even as well. And I think that in general, you guys, whenever you watch this in May, again, this is not specific day or week, it's for the months of May, just overall energy. I feel like you will be opening yourself up to more abundance, to a more optimistic way of looking at things. Again, with Scorpios, there could be ups and downs, right? Most of us experience moments when we are becoming extremely, you know, pessimistic and sort of nihilistic even. But then we also have the rebirth when we become a lot more passionate about life, a lot more optimistic. I feel like you're going through a stage where you shed your old skin, you released, removed, you know, things that like don't serve you anymore, and you're starting to become a lot more optimistic, a lot more happy, a lot more just looking forward to good things in life, like doors opening rather than doors closing. This is a chapter where you're starting to look at which doors in your life are opening rather than dwelling on the doors that have closed. Because see, that's the thing, there's always, like there's always one door opens, another door closes, and I think you're starting to recognize that the opportunities you have in front of you are far greater than the things that you are struggling to release, so there's that kind of energy. Let's go into tarot now. Let's see what's up with my Scorpios in the month of May. We have, like, it's going to be very major, the lunar eclipse that will happen in less than 2 weeks. So let's see. Look, they cannot make this up. I mean, Wheel of Fortune. So this is a very major reading. And I think, of course, Wheel of Fortune does represent for the 4 fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius. You, Scorpio, are here as well. You're represented here by the eagle, because eagle is like one of the shapes, basically, in terms of consciousness ascension for Scorpio. So it's a major change. There's a feeling of major changes in your life, but also I feel like, you know what eclipses are? Whenever I teach eclipses, or whenever, like, in private readings, I explain eclipses. And by the way, links to private readings, everything else is down below in the description box. But whenever I explain what eclipses are, which we are in between 2 eclipses now, we just had one, May 30th, May 30th, April 30th, and we're gonna have one May 15, 16, depending where you are in the world. When I talk about eclipses, when I teach about them, the way I explain eclipses usually is that, see, like, we have a lot of free will, right? We also do have some destined, fated events in our life, usually certain fated direction that our soul wants to take. But of course, there's a lot of free will in between too. And usually what eclipses do is that they shift your timeline, they shift your program. Again, it's not something that just happens to you, like, necessarily, where it's just like, like an apple falls from the tree or something. It could be, but usually what eclipses do, and especially time right now between eclipses, is so important, is because if, let's say, you sort of stepped in a wrong direction, if you made some wrong choices before, not wrong, but like not for your highest good, maybe you did something and you're regretting now, maybe you felt lost for a while. Basically what's happening now, there is forces far greater than your control that are helping you to go back to the path for you that's the best path. So if you've been lost right now with the Wheel of Fortune, there's things that are conspiring in your favor, things that are happening for you to take a better, direction in life. Let's see what's underneath. And yeah, Page of Wands. It could come through a message, communication with someone. Maybe somebody will send you a message. Again, I'm not saying here just romantic. It could be, but it's more of like communication, a trip, a journey could be, where pages are all about learning. And I think whenever you feel like there's so much to learn, whenever you feel like there is so much you don't know yet, usually it sparks and excites your interest. Because the kind of like, whenever we start feeling jaded and even like sort of, low-key depressed and stuff, is when we feel like, oh, I've seen this all, done this all, been there, done that. So whenever there is no excitement, usually we start sort of like, I don't know, like feeling like a little bit more drained. So here with the Page of Wands, what I feel like is that there's going to be something that's going to spark your interest again, something that's going to really excite you, something that's going to really inspire you. And I feel like with the Page of Wands, it could be something that has to do with a travel, with a trip, or it could be something that has to do with communication. It's very faded over here, this energy. We have here 4 of Wands. And we have here Death. 4 of Wands with the Death, this is the combination when you're releasing a lot. Maybe it's like a time of where nothing is happening because the big transformation is going on. However, I feel like for a lot of you, this is the chapter that has already closed. Like you have spent, maybe for some of you it was in the month of April, because I see number 4 here and 13, that 1 + 3 is 4 too. I feel like for some of you, month of April has been the time where there's, maybe you had to like really slow down. Maybe you had to really like, you know, look into your past heartbreaks, past failures, any kind of past situations that have hurt you. It could have been in the past 3 to 4 weeks even, but then again, that would be April. But I think now it's interesting, Hierophant is here. Now you have surrendered something that was pretty big, and you can start seeing the sunrise again. You start coming into your power, because again, don't forget guys, Death card in your reading specifically is also symbolizing you, Scorpio. Let's see, next card, 2 of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, Judgment, and 3 of Wands. When it comes to your love life, the energy that I'm getting here is that, first of all, yes, you do have choices and options with the 2 of Pentacles here. I feel like it could go 2 ways here. You either have multiple people that you're kind of interested in you. And it's not very clear, to be honest to you at this point, at least, which one is going to be better for you. You could be like, well, you know, like, I'm almost getting that for some of you, there is an energy where you just kind of don't want to be 100% tied to one person, or even if, let's say, there is one specific person you want, you might not want to just go, you know, how Scorpios go into tunnel vision when they meet someone they really like. So I feel like some of you are trying to avoid getting completely hooked on someone, because you just feel like if you go into that space where you're all about love, where you're 100% set on one person, it sort of reminds you of patterns you had before, where like basically all hell breaks loose, right? And for some of you, you're just consciously choosing to sort of spread out your time and your energy between maybe either still dating and taking things slow, or for those of you who are not like dating multiple people, it could just be that you're so focused also on your journey and balancing yourself, making things really good for yourself in life, really like taking from life everything you can. You just don't want yet to go into a place where you're gonna dissolve basically in another person, which is very often is something that happens in Scorpio relationships, because again, Gemini is your 8th house, Taurus is your 7th house. So you do find you really value your relationship. Taurus in the astrology chart shows us where we really value something. And for you in your 7th house, you really value that committed partnership. And with Gemini in the 8th, in the house of merging, for you it's fun to merge and become like whole with another person, sort of like go into this all or nothing love. However, I feel like right now you're sort of choosing a bit of a different direction, because there's a lot of like faded stuff that's going on. Now, with the Knight of Cups, you have admirers. You definitely have at least one, but probably more than one person interested in you. And I think that your nonchalant attitude at the moment, where you are like, you know what, I'm doing me, or I have different interests, I'm exploring, that energy makes you very like attractive to other people. So there is people basically who are messaging you, who want to ask you out, who want to take you out. But I'm getting like for a lot of you, you are not too you are not too quick to jump into anything. With a Judgment card, though, there is going to be an awakening moment for you. It's interesting because Judgment here lies right underneath Four of Swords, and there is this Death card right here, right? Which is interesting because both of these cards represent sort of like being withdrawn, sort of feeling maybe emotionally dead inside. In this combination, Judgment is like waking up, right? Sort of raising the dead, like, right? So it could be like, I'm seeing a few scenarios here. It could be with this card, with a Judgment, that if you felt emotionally sort of like dead and not feeling like you want to go into anything romantic, there will be a moment of awakening when you really are, I feel like, going to see the future with someone, with the Three of Wands. There could also be a situation where there was a situation you thought was sort of like over. Again, just for some of you, I have to be very honest, guys, there are some people who sometimes unfortunately do catch like false hopes from just general any kind of tarot readings, but here you have to use your own intuition, what applies for you. Because yes, for some people there could be a return of a situation where it's like you thought that, oh, we can't work things out, but you give this person a chance, they pursue you, I feel like. But again, it's just for some of you. I feel like in general, for most of you, the energy of this reading is like you feel sort of like emotionally withdrawn, emotionally dead, not interested in anyone, and you are the one who is coming back to life here and to possibility of dating again. And if it's not about dating, it could just be that you are coming into this energy where you really start seeing your future. Maybe there was a moment in your life where you just really, because something ended, maybe a relationship ended, maybe a career path has ended, maybe you just sort of like found a dead end in your life, and you were like, I don't know where like the road goes next, I don't see any future. That's usually the most difficult, right? When you don't see like how things can develop. So here there is a moment of awakening with the Judgment card, where actually you start seeing how much ahead of you still have, like, so it's never been like over or whatever. So maybe it's over with a person, maybe a situation is over, but in your life there is so much more to come. So like, again, what I said earlier, right, about doors opening, doors closing, you're choosing not to dwell anymore about whatever doors that are closed, whatever things that didn't work out. And I think maybe for some of you it was so hard to let go of something, because the emotions and the memories and the things you've experienced with either a person again or a situation, it felt like it's impossible to ever experience anything better. It felt like this was the best days and nothing ever will feel the same. However, again, like I'm seeing here, Wheel of Fortune and Judgment, something happens. There is a shift that's taking place, which is going to show you that you thought that was so good, but you will have so much more and so much better. It's a very, very major, it's a very transformative energy, where you thought that, like, oh my God, you've experienced the best of the best with someone, or the strongest feelings, or the craziest situation, like amazing situation, but now you don't see if anything like this will ever come back. However, again, Judgment card here to bring you that the best days of your life, the future is there yet. There's so much you don't know yet. There's so much you still have to experience. Let's see what else. Yeah, Three of Pentacles. And I feel like for a lot of you, it's going to be a moment where, like I said, look at this, friends and colleagues, new supportive connections. Three of Pentacles here, energy. It's like you are going to start building something, maybe with a group of people. Maybe you will start showing to people like your vision. People will be very supportive of you. Ten of Swords, you are like letting go, whatever. Again, there might have been a project I'm seeing for some of you, which you really hoped for was going to turn successful, or was going to bring you, so to say, to the promised land, right? And I feel like for some of you, you spent a long time, whether consciously or unconsciously, mourning a project or some kind of chapter of your life which you really, really hoped was going to turn out different. However, at this point, it is over. Again, there's a lot of energy of like ending, but you accepting this ending. So this ending is not new. This is something that already happened. Four of Swords, Death, Judgment, something that already happened. I feel like a long time ago, but you just really struggled to release that. You're releasing that now. And Knight of Pentacles to the Fool, even though the rebirth, so to say, here, the rebirth was slow, and you coming into starting your new chapter was very slow. Maybe you wanted it to be happening much faster. You know how sometimes like a Scorpio going through its death and rebirth cycle, you're like, let's just be over with it already. Let's go, like, let's start something already. I see that here with the Knight of Pentacles to the Fool, the new chapter that you hoped for, the new chapter you were waiting for is finally here, like it is here, you know. And it's like with the Nine of Pentacles, bottom of your deck, you have the money, the resources, the health, everything, you know, to basically make the best of it. Ace of Wands, just basically at the moment, the only advice I can kind of think of, if there is an inspiration, if there is something, like if you feel like you are in the flow of energy, go for it. Like don't hesitate. Like if you feel like there's an idea for something, like, you know, just You know, like just consider it at least. We have here, this could be the one you've already met, the romantic partner you seek. So for some of you, this is also could be an energy of really meeting who is it you want, who is it you are looking for. And we have here, express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. For some of you, you're hesitating to also express how you feel about someone. Now again, I always say, like, use your common sense, right? Sometimes flirting, right, with someone, there's nothing bad about it. And sometimes this is where we feel shyest, right, to go and flirt with someone. You meet someone at the party, let's say a handsome person, but you're like, oh, I don't know, should I approach someone or not? And actually it's not a bad idea. Usually socially, you know, like, makes sense. But other times, you know, we could be obsessing over people who are unavailable, or who, you know, it's just not I don't know, it's they maybe are not open to our energy, and it's best to reconsider, right? So if you are in a healthy situation where there's someone who also shows you signs of them being interested in you, you could express how you feel about this person. So let's see what else. We also have here religious factors and romantic feelings. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Your feelings are really worth exploring. What I get from this is that even though, like I said before, you are now 100% right now focused on love, unexpected situations when it comes to romance will come. There is a feeling where you're fighting something within, where you're not sure if you want to go into something because maybe there is religious differences, or because it requires you to sort of get it, like, sort of break free from the comfort zone. You are not sure if you are comfortable with, basically like exploring something. You know what it is? It really makes a lot of sense, this energy that I'm seeing here with your astrology transits, because you will have Sun, and you are having actually now Sun and Uranus conjunction in your 7th house, in the sign of Taurus. Again, for Sun, Moon, and Rising, this astrology applies, especially for Rising, but Sun and Moon as well. So it could be, you know, it could go two ways. You are either meeting someone, something starts with someone very unexpectedly, like you do not see it coming, or it could be just a person so different from whatever your normal type is. So it's like, it's like basically you just don't know how this could like work. So, you know, kind of it reminds me like, I haven't watched and look at this bottom of the deck. New love. Wait. No, it doesn't focus. But yeah, there's something like I'm getting for some of you. This is an energy, something very exciting. But I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, like when, you know, like I haven't watched Sex and the City, like the classic one, not the new ones, like in a long time. But you know, like when Charlotte met Harry and how he was like not her type whatsoever. One of them situations, like, I'm not saying exactly like that, but similar. I don't know, like meaning that it's not your type or not the kind of person you go for. Let's see, situation will improve. Helpful people. Again, there's a lot of big focus on that you are meeting people who are very helpful, who are very supportive, who really want to maybe even help you find your soulmate. Perfect timing. Anyway, we'll take this to the extended to look more into where the support comes from, and also like I really do think there is something like really interesting and spooky coming into your love life where you're almost feeling a little bit like, should I go for it or not? Link to the extended is going to be down below. As always, you can support this channel by clicking. There is a button thanks where you can donate to the channel. You can join extended. I love you all, guys. All information is down below. Talk to you soon. Bye.